Hey, hello guys, welcome to episode 2 of Liliana's campaign. So, last time we were able to get away from our brother Josu, who we gave medicine to that we got from some stranger. So, don't do that, that's not smart. Anyway, Liliana has possibly inadvertently planeswalked for the first time into Innistrad, which I don't know a ton about magic lore, but I'm pretty sure that's the plane that had werewolves and maybe vampires. It was the first one that had the cards that had front and back to them that you had to play, kind of like the planeswalkers in this game. But so here we are learning about necromancy and whatnot, and with our newfound abilities, we're wandering around, and apparently there's a hermit witch's house here, and apparently she has a pet elk in her yard. So we're gonna use this as a chance to test our abilities and see how much better we've gotten. Well, we've definitely got a couple more cards in the deck. So alright, so we got 3 land, we got a couple of monsters. Dude with flying is going to be alright. This card is not actually that good, especially since it comes in play tapped, but having flying is going to be helpful. We got a Rise from the Grave if we get a couple more lands. So Shambling Ghoul's an alright 2-drop. He's a little bit stronger than he should be. And we are playing first, so that might work out in our favor, because the bad thing about Shambling Ghoul is that he can't block for you on the first turn you put him out there. So it's a price you pay for a 2/2. Alright, we got another Rise from the Grave coming in. And hopefully we get a couple more land in the next couple cards, but hopefully we get a nice smooth draw as well, because we still got one more swamp that we got from the opening hand we can play. There's 2 mana, and probably we're going to see something coming down now. We got this wolf guy, so he's got a neat little ability where you can pay 3 and he gets +2/+2 until end of turn. You can only do it once, but it's what we like to call a combat trick. So ordinarily this guy's a 2/2. I can block it with my 2/3. He'll only do 2 points to me, so I won't die. I'll do 2 points to him, so I'll kill him. But after I declare my block, they can activate this ability, which is another reason that you want to try to play your creatures and whatnot main phase 2, so you have the option to use stuff like this. He can just make it a 4/4 all of a sudden, and whoops, I probably should not have blocked right there. So we're going to go ahead and play the crow, because the crow has flying, and thereby it can get over the wolf and at least allow us to do something. It's actually, because I'm not going to want to block because of the aforementioned little trick there, I'm going to go ahead and attack with the Shambling Ghoul this turn, because he doesn't have the mana available to use his little combat trick. So therefore he's just going to let the damage go through, and I'll just take whatever beating we can do. That's sometimes what you gotta do with your life point total. Just use it as a resource, knowing that, hey, I can take that hit. I don't need to expend resources on my board to prevent my life from going down. So there's another one of those wolves. So once again, this one won't be able to use its combat trick. So there's another swamp. That's actually fine. We will get another Shambling Ghoul into play, but I'll go ahead and do the correct thing and wait for main phase 2. So I'm actually going to attack with both. And we've kind of got a bit of a race going on here. I don't like the way this is going to end up, though. So hopefully at some point, we will get this Shambling Ghoul into play. So it's kind of an arms race right now. No one's really blocking. It's kind of all attack right now. So there's a 4th forest coming down, so neither of us has missed a land drop in the first couple turns, which is pretty important. And we're not going to be able to block with anybody, so that's fine. I wouldn't anyway because of aforementioned combat tricks. And probably going to see something else come down here, which is this boar, which has trample, which is one of my favorite abilities. It means that if you get blocked by something that's really weak, ordinarily when that happens, they don't take any damage at all. But if you have trample, then any excess damage gets spilled over onto them. So it's kind of like what is it like? I think Yu-Gi-Oh kind of has it that way, where if your monster's attack points are higher, the difference comes out of your opponent's life points, and something loud drives by outside. I'm sorry. And this guy also has another ability, Morbid, which means if something else died, so like if I had blocked and then, one of my creatures ended up dying as a result, then this guy actually comes in as a 5/5, he gets 2 +1/+1 counters. So now if this guy's out here, that's going to make it a little bit difficult for me, but thankfully we actually top decked the land, or actually we top decked Cruel Revival. So I'm actually going to use Cruel Revival to go ahead and say, hey, boar guy, yeah, you can not be there anymore. If you like. So once again, I think we're going to swing in with everybody. And yeah, now that's actually, Cruel Revival is actually an instant, so you can cast that at any time. However, I want to go ahead and cast it before combat so that that removes that blocker that was probably going to kill something on my side. So we got double Rise from the Grave, so I can bring back stuff and sack off stuff, and all well and good. Now, Cruel Revival actually had a secondary effect as well, but unfortunately we didn't have any zombies in the discard pile already, so oh well. So this time, see, here's this spider, which thankfully isn't going to come into play with any additional counters, so that's good. And the spider, however, is able to block something right there. So let's see what we want to do. Alright, so unfortunately we can't do a little trick with this. So what I'm actually going to do is as follows. It seems weird, but I am actually going to swing in with everything, even though I see this spider is right there. You know, with its reach ability, it's going to be able to block my crow. But I actually want it to block my crow, and you'll see why in a moment. So there we go, there's the declared block. So my crow is going to die, but that's actually what I want, because now I'm going to cast Rise from the Grave, and we're going to get back this guy, and remember his secondary ability here, Morbid. He's going to come into play, and oh, because my crow died, he doesn't come in as a 3-3, he comes in as a nice big 5-5. So that's pretty good. So he'll even be able to block, even if this wolf wants to pump itself up to become a 4-4, which is really nice. So we're sitting at 12 life, he's sitting at 4, and looks pretty good. So there's a black cat. We can actually play a Bone Splinters, and I think we might go ahead and do that to remove an additional blocker. So another neat thing about this game in Rise from the Grave is you can see it says that creature is a black zombie in addition to its other colors and types. So ordinarily this boar is just, you know, it's a green boar. You know, you can see it requires a green mana to play, so it's a green creature. However, it's also a black creature because of Rise from the Grave. It's also a zombie, so it's a boar zombie, and the way that Magic denotes multicolored creatures is with this nice gold border. You might remember the dragon types in Pokemon. Probably got it from Magic's gold cards. The dragon types in Pokemon use multiple colors of energy, which generally, you know, at least on the same attack, that's not a thing that happens. So what I'm actually going to do here, yeah, we have the mana to do this. So this actually is going to affect combat. So I'm going to go ahead and play Black Cat right now. Go ahead and get that into play. And then we're going to play Bone Splinters. So Bone Splinters is one such removal spell. You do have to sacrifice a creature to do it, but one of your creatures to do it, but it only costs 1 black mana, so we're going to play that. Now, I always mess up the order on this. Choose creature to destroy first, so I'm just going to go and get rid of his biggest thing, and then choose creature to sacrifice, which is Black Cat. Now, the other nice thing about Black Cat is when it dies, i.e. being sacrificed is one way it can die, they discard a card at random. So a lot of effects that make your opponent discard cards just say your opponent discards a card. So that means something like, you know, I don't need this card, or maybe, you know what, this card actually helps if it's in my graveyard. You know, something like maybe they're playing Cruel Revival, where they want to get this zombie in their discard pile in order to bring it back to their hand with it. So, but Black Cat is not that way. Black Cat just says you just discard a random card. So there we go. Look at that. We actually got a pretty big monster creature. I don't think it's gonna matter though, because we're just gonna swing in with everybody. And let's see, are we? I believe we are. We might actually not get there quite. Let's see. I know we want to swing in with the boar, and then the only way he can kill the boar is if he combo blocks it, which means he blocks it with more than one creature, which is something you can do if one creature can't do it alone. You know, it's generally not effective for preventing more damage unless, of course, they have trample, but maybe you really need to get that creature gone, so you want to block it with multiple things so that their powers combine in order to deal enough damage to kill it. But I think we're just going to attack with everybody here, trying to think what their optimal play is. So they can actually make both of these into a 4-4. Let's see, well, it's I know I'm not going to want to block. See, actually, I'm going to hold off. I'm going to hold off because we have a second Rise from the Grave next turn, which will let me steal one of these nice little spider guys right here. which you know, we might actually end up kind of doing the same trick again. So there's a Festerhide boar once again, but his doesn't come into play very big. And there is a Prey Upon, which is kind of about as removal spell as green likes to get. It's this mechanic called Fight, which just says each deals damage equal to its power to the other. So boar is going to fight this guy, and then yeah, so that's going to allow him to remove my zombie, which is actually a bit of a bummer. Got another swamp here, and let's see who we might want to rise from the grave. So that's a sorcery. Anybody on my discard pile want to get back? Probably not. So no need to do it this turn though. So what we'll do, so we definitely want to attack with the boar. I think I want to attack with the zombie as well. So we'll just do that, and then from there we'll see what happens. Alright, so here you can see he's combo blocking. So when something combo blocks, that means you know, you get to, I think we explained this last time, I'm not sure. So they can combo block, but then you get to decide what order does the damage get dealt. In this case, it doesn't really matter because it's a total of 5 toughness either way. So I will be able to kill both these creatures. They don't have enough mana to make this thing any bigger. But let's go ahead and get rid of this guy, and then we'll get rid of this guy as well. And then that'll just be the thing to block the damage. And then once again, guess what, guys? We're going to rise from the grave. Once again, we're going to grab that Festerhide boar, since actually a bunch of stuff died this turn. But it only checks to see if one thing died this turn. So it's not for each thing that died. So there we go. And we've got a commanding lead on the board state right now, thanks to that rise from the grave. There's an Orchard Spirit, which it's kind of weird. It actually says reach over here. It's sort of like inverse reach. Reach says that you can block creatures as if you had flying. This thing is actually the opposite. It can attack as if it had flying. It can't be blocked unless they have a flying or reach guy. So it's kind of weird. But there's a sacrifice creature draw 2. I don't think we need that right now. We should be good just to attack with everything. And I think we're gonna get there. As this thing can still block normally, but either way, we're gonna be able to get in. Oh, never mind. There's a giant growth. So it's going to make that thing a little bit bigger than it was before. And I'm actually going to pause the timer right here. So, because this thing is now going to go down, being a fine... Well, let's see. Well, we have 2 options we can do. I can either go ahead and let this thing go down, or what I could do is, as an instant, play Altar's Reap, which would allow me to go ahead and sacrifice my boar, since it's already going to die anyway, and get 2 cards from it. But because I think I'd actually like to go ahead and take out this creature anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and just let the damage go through. I think that's more valuable right now. So once again, this guy is the only guy left on the board, and he's got no cards in his hand, so he's at the mercy of a top deck. I have something that can draw me cards if need be, which I'm not going to play right now because I want to keep my monster on board. He's only got 2 life left, and I conveniently have a 2-power monster left, and his last card is a land, which means I don't think he has anything to do. He can't cast anything from the discard pile. There's actually a Gravedigger we could use to potentially get back something, but I don't think we're going to need it. We're just going to go ahead and swing in with Shambling. Or not. This is one thing that I have a slight problem with sometimes. You know, continue, but then all of a sudden skip attack is where continue is. So that was a mistake. So what we're actually going to do here, let's see, do we have the mana to do so? I don't think we quite have enough. So ends up we are going to cast this guy, and who should we get back? Let's just get back the Crow, because it'll have flying. I can go ahead and cast it this turn. I can definitely go ahead and get through. So Gravedigger is going to allow me to get back a... Oh, never mind. The Crow, I failed at math, so that's not good. Let's see. Well, whatever. I'll just keep 2 creatures on the board so that if he plays 1 creature, I can still get through. So let's see what he's got. And it's another land, so we still win anyway. But I get to show off a slight goof that I do not as often. When I first started out, I did it all the time. But now skip attack is here. Attack with all is here. So when you're doing attack with all, make sure you click the correct button. Technically, I don't need to attack with both, but that is perfectly fine. And after some delay and some loud noises potentially, like Liliana's new outfit there. It's not their nice priestess outfit, unfortunately, but I guess she's been on Innistrad long enough that maybe the outfit got dirty. She had to find something else. So anyway, there you go. So we win. And what happens now? So there's the elk. With a creak of bones, the hermit witch's servant rises from the dead to serve a new master, you. So apparently we use Rise from the Grave on this elk. Your command of necromantic magic is undeniable. As you exalt in your burgeoning, that's a nice word, burgeoning power, you think perhaps it is time to return home to Dominaria, seek out the Raven Man, you know, the guy who gave us bad drugs, and exact vengeance. So that's what we're going to be doing, or at least attempting to do so, next time. So hopefully you guys will stick around for that one. And yeah, later days.